What I do is every single day I hop on TikTok, I hop on YouTube, and I talk to people. I talk to people that politically disagree with me. I try to change their mind. I talk to Trump supporters. I try to give them the reasons why they're wrong, maybe why they shouldn't support Trump. And I try to, persuade, the quote unquote political opposition, and I try to change their mind. And in managing that disagreement, I've come across, many different learning experiences to get better at managing that disagreement in an attempt to change somebody's mind. So the question that I have for you is, what is your approach to, that art of persuasion? What is your approach to disagreement in politics? And what do you think the best way is to go about trying to change somebody's mind in America when it is so important to in this day and age?
I think one really big thing is to see the humanity on someone from the other side. And that may come easier to those of us who grew up in a conservative area or a conservative family. I think for others, as we're increasingly sorted out into liberal and conservative enclaves, it's actually harder to do. And it's especially harder to do digitally. I think in person, if you're like talking to somebody next to you, at a social gathering or on an airplane or whatever it is, you're even if you're clearly from a different place politically, you're probably not going to be about it. Online, when we're all kind of faceless, like behind our Twitter handles or whatever, there's less of that. So one thing I appreciate about what you're doing, I think, is trying to find a way to cross that over where there's still regard for the humanity of the other person, which, by the way, doesn't mean backing off your positions. I mean, to me, it's a sign of respect for another person to debate them very fiercely and stand on the ground of the facts as you see them and the values as you recognize them. But I do think there's something about just appreciating that you're talking to a person and appreciating that if I came up in a different media environment or a different community, I might have different values, and recognizing that as the foundation for where the other person's coming from before going in as strongly as I can, saying, look, I know you think this, but I think it's better to think that, and fighting for it.